SLI League StarSeries Season 3 finals are about to begin in Kiev, Ukraine in approximately 2 hours. There will be a lot of Tier 1 teams attending, and it will be a very interesting event, so I will break down the matches for Day 1 and predict the results. The first Day 1 match is North versus Immortals. I believe North should take this one comfortably because they're just a better team on paper. Even though Immortals got really good results in IEM Katowice recently, I think that was mainly because FNX went off and started popping heads like a motherfucker. So if FNX doesn't play at a godlike level like he did in Katowice, I don't think that Immortals would get a good finish like they did there. Also, they were benefited, of course, by the format that gave them immediate access to the semifinals. So I think that if Magus and Config play at a high level, North should sweep Immortals and take this match easily. Then the next match is Virtus.pro versus MVP Project, team from South Korea. And however, even though there is a trend of Virtus.pro underperforming in the first match of a LAN, I think that if they play cool, calm, and collected, they should sweep these South Koreans easily. Virtus.pro is simply a much better team with much more experience and skill and a better system overall. The next match is SK versus Tyloo. I haven't really seen Tyloo play in a really long time. They have had many roster changes. Wait, I'm not sure what their exact roster is right now. Somebody, Didi, Mo, HZ, and Soking. Okay, so they had 3 of the 5th Tyloo players who've played before. I see SK just taking this match. They're a better team. They have better players, and Tyloo is really inconsistent as well. Then Astralis versus CLG. Astralis versus CLG. Okay, Astralis are going to rape CLG. They're going to destroy them. Even though CLG, I believe, qualified for DreamHack Open Austin, I think Astralis are just the #1 team in the world right now and should have no trouble sweeping them. The next match is FaZe versus Hellraisers. FaZe had just had one tournament with Nico, but they've looked really scary and they've been a top contender for the top spot now that Nico has arrived on the roster. And Hellraisers have been struggling really, only relying on Dead Fox a lot to win the matches. So I think that FaZe has more depth in the roster and should take the match versus Hellraisers. Next is a very interesting match between Gambit and Fnatic. I think Gambit is a really good team because they have a system built around by Zeus, because he was in Navi for a long time. He knows how to play top level Counter-Strike. And Fnatic, they have really skilled players, but they're not merging right now. They don't have the glue to play together as a team. They rely too heavily on individual plays to win the matches, and I think the slow tactical style of Gambit will win in the end versus Fnatic with their puggy fast strats. Then the second last match of the day is NIP versus G2. I think this will be a really fun match because 2 of my favorite teams, on one side is Get Right and Forest, and the other is Kenyas and Shocks, a French duo that hasn't been around, that hasn't played together yet. So let's see how that goes. I think NIP has really played better in Pro League since they acquired Draken. And G2 has been struggling a bit in Pro League, and this is their first LAN with this new roster, so I want to see how that goes. I wouldn't be so sure in this match. I think it will be a really close game, and it really depends on the match. Finally, the last game for the day is Navi versus Ouya, a team from China. I haven't heard of this team. Excuse me, I'm going to check the roster. But I think Navi should, I don't know anyone from here. I think Navi should have no problem sweeping this. Probably a 16-0 or something. Pretty easy for Navi. So to recap the whole video, it's going to be North winning versus Immortals, Virtus.pro winning versus MVP Project, SK winning versus Tyloo, Astralis winning over CLG, FaZe winning over Hellraisers, Gambit winning over Fnatic but with a really close margin, and G2 beating NIP with a really close margin, and then Navi destroying Ouya.